Good afternoon, everyone. I promised an FM band scan from here in, West End, Toronto, still pretty downtown, to a commenter on one of my earlier band scans, and I haven't been able to do that earlier this week, but it's Saturday afternoon. It's 20 after 3, Toronto time. UTC doesn't really matter, it's just 4 off, so 1915 UTC. And let's see what we can get. Now, a couple of comments about the Sangean on FM. It's very good. Very, very good on FM, but it does not support an external antenna. So I will poke up a little bit. You can see the antenna is up. The antenna is quite long on this radio, maybe 3 feet or something like that. And it is, of course, here on my desk right next to the computer and stuff, which might be a disadvantage, but I don't really think it is in the FM, in the FM bands. That's just too high. I'm 4 stories up in what is mostly a wood and stucco building. So FM reception is pretty good up here. In fact, often the problem is one of signals that are too strong and overwhelm particularly inexpensive DSP-based radios, but also some of the analog receivers, especially the older ones. Putting the antenna down a few segments improves one's reception. This is something that I experienced in Montreal as well, which is infamously hard if you live close to the mountain on either the east or west side for FM, because it's mostly a single transmitter location, and anyway, it can be difficult. So let's get started. I'm sorry I've yapped on for a couple of minutes here. Here's the bottom of the FM band here in North America. Won't be anything there, but we should get up to 88.1, which is Indy 88 here. That's from First Canada Place downtown. And let me just show you the Sangean does support RDS. Right. Okay. So this is CKDX Lite. This is for Newmarket. Coming in weekly, but there. Let's see, can we... Yeah, it's not called in stereo, of course, but... Okay. It should be WEFO from Buffalo. It does look like there's a carrier there, but too weak, maybe. We don't really get much in the way of Buffalo stuff unless you are higher up from the river, or from the lake, and thinking about Montreal again, and have an antenna directly facing Buffalo. This is CIRV bread. This is also from Canada Place. We should be getting... Yeah, there we go. This is multicultural broadcasting. They use a number of sub-channels in on the HD radio screen for different other things. I don't have an HD radio that's indoors, but the car does, of course. So this is CIUT, University of Toronto Student Radio. It's actually pretty good from First Canada Canadian Place. French CBC music, CJBC. Also from First Canadian Place. So, this is our jazz station, CJRT 91. This is from the CN Tower. Most of these things are in sight if you were standing on the roof of my house here, so one would expect them to be strong. 91.7 is CIXL from Welland, coming in fairly strongly, although we don't seem to be holding stereo for it. 61.9 is Chin FM from North York. This is a low power Chinese station.
Which is $20 a day, and it's a
This is CKPC from Brantford.
Every 2 weeks we watch.
This is CKS. This is KISS.
Do you have a good romance scam story?
We might get 93.1. Not really. 93.1 would be CHAY from Barrie. There's. Yeah, you can make it out. Right? But doesn't sound very strong.
Do have the time, like, oh,
93.5 was CFXJ today.
Oh, so cute. I want to send him gifts, and you gifts, of course, too. And
93.7 not coming in. 93.7 is the Buffalo classical music station, which I would quite like to get, but can't. This is 94.1, which is CBC Music in English, slightly different programming from the CN Tower. 94.7 is our new country station, CHKX from Hamilton. 94.9 is CKGE, The Rock from Oshawa. Playing Rush. What are we at now? I've lost track. 95.3 is CING Energy. That's a global station. 95.9 is CJKX New Country at 96 from Oshawa and First Canadian Place. That's the other one is from Oshawa. We've got this is their First Canadian Place broadcast, I think. Maybe I have them reversed. This is CFMZ. Oh, there we go. And this is Zoomer Radio, CFZM. The classical station broadcasts Zoomer on its second subband on HD radio.
It's an evening of screaming.
This is CHBM Boom. That's from the tower as well.
Oh yeah, I'll give you as many canisters of whipped cream.
97.7 is CHTZ, which is Hits, I think, from St. Catharines. CHFI is
No, not that box. Give me the other one.
the this is CHFI from the CN Tower as well. You'll notice that the strength on the vast majority of these stations is,
I get to choose my fries.
you know,
Wait, give me the fries. No, the Big Mac.
I was going to say, even moving the gains doesn't do anything, but the gain doesn't do anything. It's not connected to the FM channel.
Winning changes, prizes are claimed. See rules at participating McDonald's.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
98.7 is CHFI Mix from the tower, CN Tower as well.
For having it.
98.7 is CKFG Flow from First Canadian Place.
Anything that DC
99.1 is CBLA. This is the CBC News Station, CBC Radio 1. This is from First Canadian Place.
That's right.
So this does come in from Buffalo. This is WDCX Christian Radio from Buffalo. You generally don't get much religious broadcasting in Canada because of the CRTC rules. So this is probably being beamed directly north towards the Canadian listeners. That's my assumption, however. Yeah, one could find out by looking at their antenna. This is Virgin Radio CKFM. That's from the CN Tower. This is, you can barely make that out. This is CJLF from Barrie, just barely coming in. This is Chin FM International. This is a different Chin channel. This one comes from the CN Tower. This is CJSA Diversity FM from First Canadian Place. 17. This is a low power broadcaster, VFU 545. They're apparently at Lansdowne and Bloor, which should be copyable here. It's in there. It's in there, but it's... Yeah, I don't know what the terms of those licenses are, but it's like tens of watts, right? So, even though that's very close here, that's still asking quite a bit. Next is the Edge 102.1 from the CN Tower. CFNY. This is WTSS Star from Buffalo. That's coming in fairly well. Well, that's not bad. The next might come in. This is CJRK East from Scarborough. I'm on the west end. Scarborough is very much on the other end of town. But you know, you can copy that. 102.9 is CKLH Bounce from Hamilton.
At CAA, we're driven by the people who...
103.1 is CFMX Classical from Coburg. As you can see, the Sangean does really well with weak stations. I don't think I've heard this in the car. So this is Buffalo's The Edge, WEDG. No, it's not coming in. 105 is CIDC from Orangeville.
Where we're always updating contests.
This is CIRR Proud. This is broadcast on in Davisville, so not just across town.
Answer that question in just a few. It's 103.9 Proud FM.
What do we have? 104.5. This is Chum from the CN Tower. .105.1 CHOQ from First Canadian Place. Oh, good. Well, it's not coming in very well, but this is CHRY Vibe from York University. Another low power station. So this is 105.7 from CHRE from St. Catharines.
Where you have all kinds of chemical structures with windows.
This is CFMS from Markham.
Likelihood of birds colliding with them. And in some cases,
This is it attempts to be regional
in a
FM
given year.
for
Sometimes it can be
that region.
hundreds at a single structure on a single day. So it's no wonder that York Region is one of those locations that is of a concern.
So this is another relatively low power, I think, CIMJ from Guelph. Guelph is really pushing it. Yeah, it's in there, but not much. 106.5 CFPT from First Canadian Place. 107.1 CILQ, which is Q107 from the CN Tower. As you can see, what did we get? Rushed twice, and we anyway. The Canadian radio is still fairly rock oriented in some ways. And lastly, unless there's something else hiding in here, 107.9 is CJXY from Hamilton.
Hamilton's Rock, Y108.
So there you have it. That is the FM picture in Toronto. And you can probably see why I'm not terribly interested in trying to do FMDX from downtown Toronto. There just aren't that many places to look for a signal where there isn't something fairly close that's being broadcast. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope this doesn't generate like 6 copyright strikes when I put up the video, because I did an FM band scan, but I was usually less than 10 seconds on each one. If there is one, I suppose I'll cut out that time period when YouTube offers me the option. Anyhow, I hope that was interesting for people who are interested in such things. Have a good afternoon.